Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Ayesha Rehan and I am the student of ACCL Foundation level. Currently, I am doing my ACCL Foundation and AI course at Rehan School, Quetta campus. Today, my topic of conversation with you is about take it easy, the origin of a late expression. So, should we start?
I'm ready when you are.
Okay, my first
Take it
que-
easy is
okay, my first question is, what does this phrase "take it easy" means?
at its simplest, take it easy, is like a verbal deep breath. It's a versatile phrase we use to tell someone to relax, slow down, or not let stress get the better of them. Depending on how you say it, it can mean a few different things. If someone is visibly stressed or panicking, saying take it easy is a way of telling them to calm down and not overreact. It's like saying, don't let the situation overwhelm you. But it's also used in a much lighter way. For instance, when you're saying goodbye to a friend, telling them to take it easy is a warm way of wishing them a restful time or a stress free week. In that context, it's less about calming down and more about encouraging a balanced, relaxed pace of life. It's essentially an invitation to drop the tension in your shoulders and just exist in the moment without the pressure of urgency. Does that make sense, or were you thinking of a specific situation where you've heard it used?
If you like, you can explain me any kind of situation.
Sure, I can definitely do that. Imagine you have a friend who is absolutely spiraling because they have a huge project due tomorrow and they feel like everything is going wrong. They're talking a mile a minute, pacing the room, and totally overwhelmed. In that moment, you'd tell them to take it easy as a way to ground them. You're essentially saying, stop for a second, breathe, and let's look at this one step at a time. It's a gentle way to pull someone out of a panic. Then compare that to a completely different scene. You're finishing up a casual coffee date with a coworker. As you both stand up to leave, you might say, all right, I'll see you Monday. Take it easy. Here, it's not about panic at all. It's more of a friendly wish for them to have a relaxing weekend. It's like saying, I hope you don't spend your next 2 days stressing over work. It can even be used as a soft warning. If someone is getting a bit too aggressive in an argument, a person might say, whoa, take it easy, which is a polite but firm way of saying, you're getting too worked up. Let's bring the energy level down before this gets messy. It's fascinating how the exact same 3 words can be a comfort, a wish, or a boundary depending on the energy in the room.
Okay, so Maya, can you explain me that is it a formal or informal expression?
It's definitely leaning towards the informal side of things. You wouldn't typically see take it easy in a formal legal document or professional academic paper because it's very conversational and relaxed. In those settings, you'd use phrases like, please remain calm, or we suggest a more measured approach. However, it's what I'd call safely informal. That means, well, it's not strictly formal, it's not slang either. You can use it with your friends, your family, and even with a boss or a teacher if you have a friendly, comfortable relationship with them. It's a warm expression, so it doesn't usually come across as rude, but it does signal that the conversation is casual. If you were in a very high stakes environment, like a formal board meeting or speaking to a high ranking official you've never met, using it might feel a bit too breezy. In those cases, it's better to stick to more traditional, polished language. But in 90% of daily life, it's a perfect way to keep things light and friendly.
Okay, and can you tell me about the origin of this word?
Let me look into that for you. It's one of those phrases that feels like it's always been around, but usually these things have a specific starting point. This one actually popped up in the UK back in the early 19th century. The first time it was ever printed was in a novel from 1835 called The Gypsy. It's pretty interesting because it really took off during the Industrial Revolution. That was a time when life was suddenly becoming way faster and more stressful. So telling someone to take it easy was actual practical advice to stop and breathe. The word easy itself comes from Old French roots that basically mean being comfortable or free from pain. Well, it started in Britain. It really became a staple of American English, especially through jazz culture in the mid 20th century, which is probably why it feels so smooth and casual today. Does that timeline surprise you, or did you think it was a more modern expression?
I think it is a modern expression, mostly used in a casual way.
It totally feels modern, doesn't it? Because it's so tied to that laid back conversational style we use today. It's easy to assume it's, a newer invention. But it's kind of wild to think that people were using it almost 200 years ago to cope with the same kind of stress we feel now. Just goes to show that humans have always needed a reminder to slow down no matter what century they're in.
Okay, and what do you think that what is the connection between take it easy and staying calm and relaxed?
I think the connection is that take it easy is essentially the active instruction to achieve that state of being calm. If staying calm is the destination, then taking it easy is the map that gets you there. It's not just about the result, but the actual choice to let go of tension. When you tell someone to take it easy, you're asking them to consciously decide that whatever is stressing them out isn't worth their peace of mind in that moment. It's like a mental switch you flip to stop the momentum of stress before it turns into a full blown panic. In a way, it's the practice of mindfulness wrapped in a casual phrase, choosing a slower pace so your mind can actually catch up with your body and find that balance again.
Okay, Maya, can you explain me that how differently we can use this word in our daily conversations?
Since it's such a versatile phrase, the way you use it really depends on the vibe of the moment. You can use it as a way to offer comfort, like when a friend is worrying about a test and you tell them to take it easy because they've studied hard and will be fine. In that case, it's a supportive nudge to trust themselves. Then you have the social lubricant use, which is that casual goodbye we talked about, just a friendly way to end a conversation on a positive, low pressure note. But it can also be a tool for conflict resolution. If a conversation is getting a little too heated or someone is starting to get defensive, the calm, hey, let's just take it easy, can act as a circuit breaker. It signals that you want to keep things peaceful without sounding like you're lecturing them. And finally, you can use it as a personal mantra. Telling yourself to take it easy when you're overwhelmed is a way of giving yourself permission to slow down. It's basically a reminder that the world won't stop spinning if you take 5 minutes to just breathe.
And what is your point of view that why this expression becomes so popular?
I think it's popular because it's an incredibly low pressure way to handle high pressure moments. Most of the time, when we're stressed, the last thing we want is someone telling us to calm down because that often feels like a command and can actually make us more frustrated. But take it easy feels more like an invitation, softer. It doesn't feel like you're being corrected, it feels like you're being supported. Plus, as life has generally become faster and more demanding, we've all developed this collective craving for a slower pace. The phrase gives us a socially acceptable way to advocate for our own peace of mind. It's a small, simple bridge between the chaos of the world and the quiet we actually need to function. I suspect it also stuck around because it's so adaptable. Whether you're a jazz musician in the 50s or a student today, the need to just exhale and let things be is universal. Do you think people in your own life use it more as a way to be kind or more as a way to keep things from getting too intense?
I think in both ways.
Hmm. That makes sense. It's one of those rare phrases that can act as both a hug and a shield. depending on the moment. Since you're studying AI and taking these courses, do you find yourself needing to take it easy often, or are you mostly in the zone with your studies?
Yeah, it's part of my studies also.
That's a great way to bridge the gap between your coursework and real life application. Makes the learning feel a lot more practical when you can take a concept from your AI or foundation studies and see how it actually plays out in the way people talk to each other.
Yeah. Okay,
Do
Maya,
you
it's really
have more
nice.
questions?
No, I'm finished with all my stuff. So it's really nice talking with you. I'm going right now, okay? My session of 10 minutes
It
is
was real
complete. Goodbye.
it was really lovely chatting with you, Aisha. I'm
Goodbye.
glad we could dive into Take It Easy together.
Okay,
Good luck
goodbye.
with your